This love pain, anybody gotta feel like a pop for this love pain. Anybody gotta pray like a say for this love pain, yeah. Ooh, I need it for this love pain. Anybody got a prescription, yeah, for this love pain. Anybody gotta feel like a pop for this love pain. Anybody gotta pray like a say for this love pain, yeah. Ooh, I need it for this love pain. Anybody got a prescription?
Hey y'all, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is still morning. Yes, it is. And I know I've been gone for a while. Kind of lost track of time. My days have kind of been running in together. Let me get this print off this printer. And yeah, so that. So anyway, guys, I hope you're doing well. So wherever you are in the world, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. Everything's gonna be all right. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I have tons and tons and tons of things to do today. So, I'm not going to be before you long. I know. I've been away, haven't been on, and I apologize. I'm so sorry. But, sometimes when you get busy, things happen. But anyway, I am committed to keep doing this. So today I want to talk about goals. My biggest goal and what I'm currently doing to achieve my goal or work towards my goal. So and I do want to know what is yours. So if this is your first time visiting the broadcast of Successful Mind Power Hour, then make sure you give StreamYard permission for me to see your comments. I would love to see your comments and answer the question. So what is your biggest goal and how are you working towards it? What steps are you taking to work towards your goal? So, and also like, share this video if you're looking on Facebook, and like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you are looking at this on YouTube. Now that all the preliminaries are out of the way, so let's talk about this. So for me, I have two big, gigantic, audacious goals that are scaring the bejesus out of me, but they're attainable because, I look around and I've seen other people do these things and they seem so seamless for them. For me, I was like terrified of making the wrong move, I guess you could say. But over the past few years, I've had several goals, but two of them are very big and very scary. And so because they make major changes in my life. One is to have a charity organization that helps get homeless people off the street and to get them back to living their lives, whatever that looks like for them. Also, my second big, gigantic, or audacious goal is to move to Italy. Now, and just live my life, just live the way I want to live, because I've wanted to move back there ever since I went there like 12 years ago. And I haven't been back, but I've been thinking about it ever since. It's just like, oh man, I would really love to live there. Oh man, I would really love to live there. But instead of doing anything about it, I just kind of let it go as, oh, well, maybe it wasn't meant for me. That's giving up. So, that statement, maybe it wasn't meant for me, that's a cop-out. That's not having faith in your ability to do it. So when you say that to yourself about anything, like weight loss, oh, well, maybe I was just meant to be big, or maybe I was just meant to be this way because everybody I know is this way, or everybody in my family is this way, or so on and so forth. But that's just an excuse. That's not reality. Reality is you can do it. You can have your own life, your own body, and how you want to look. So hopefully you guys can hear me, because I don't see my microphone doing anything here. Okay, so anyway, so those are my audacious goals. Now, what I'm doing is I'm taking baby steps towards these goals. For my move to Italy, I started basically cleaning out closets. That's my first move, is to get rid of things that no longer serve me, or stuff I've just been holding on to for sentimental reasons, not necessarily something I would miss if it was gone, but old cards and things like that. Yeah, I'm one of those people. But I have a closet full of all that stuff, but I need to get rid of it because it's not serving me. It's not doing anything for me. It's just taking up space in my life. And you know how they say that if you don't let go of some of the old things, you can't get anything new. So in order to let go of the things I have here that's kind of grounding me into these spaces, is to get rid of, clean out closets and say, you know what, I no longer need that. No, I no longer need that. And that's the same thing that happened with me with my weight loss. And when I lost a lot of weight, a lot of my clothes became too big, but I was still had them in the closet, sitting up there. But all that was doing was telling my mind that, oh, well, you might want to hold on to these, because what if you go back to that weight? Well, if you're anticipating going backwards, you probably are going to go backwards, because that's your mindset. So what I did is I went in my closet and I just went like a crazy person and just started pulling down all those things that were too big for me, put them in a bag, and I'm going to give them away or throw them away, depending on the condition of them. And, those things, get rid of those things. Now, also, I joined an expat group, an expatriate group of people who have moved to different European nations or a different country. And these people have been a lot of places, and they have a lot of great advice. So if that's something on your agenda, you might be well served in joining one of those groups to kind of get some ideas from different people of how you can move, what you need to do to move, what your legal obligations are, and so on and so forth, because there's a lot to doing that. And I think that was one of the reasons why I was a little hesitant about it before, is because, man, there's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo to go through as well. So, but I worked for the government for 32 years. Come on. So mumbo jumbo was the name of the game. You go through all the red tape and all that stuff. So I should be used to that, right? So, and I've also started taking Italian lessons. So I have this app. It's called Duolingo. You probably heard of it. And it starts you at baby steps. You learn different words, then you start learning phrases, then you start learning sentences, and then you start listening to stories and repeating those stories in that language. And so it's a progressive thing. But I figured by the time I'm ready to actually go, I will have progressed to the point where I can actually have a conversation. So, I also joined a program with a young lady named Patricia. She teaches mindset too. Everything's a mindset as well. You know, you you have to have the right mindset to go anywhere or to be anywhere. And I'm talking out why I've taken so long to start preparing myself to go, or even to really think it was a possibility for me, without me feeling guilty about leaving people. Because that was one of the conversations I had. It's like, well, I feel guilty about leaving my kids and my grandchildren over here, but then again, my logical brain said, well, they make planes, Vivian. They made a plane that you're gonna use to go over there, and guess what? It goes back and forth. It goes both ways. So, I can always visit. And so at the end of this program, though, there's some action steps I need to take here every week to move me towards the actual goal. So that is a positive, productive thing that I'm doing, is moving myself towards those action steps. And so for my nonprofit, what I've done is I put in an application to be a 501c3 charitable organization. And I've applied. I actually already have a business ID number. I already have a name for my organization. And I'm looking for ideas on how to start small and build the organization so that I can contribute to wiping out homelessness here in America and beyond America as well. So, those are the steps that I've taken. I met a young lady on Clubhouse. People start nonprofit organizations, and she sent me some information that I need to go over, just take the time out to go over. And there's also funding for these types of places. So it's a matter of now finding different locations and just start off with one. My brain was thinking the big overall picture because the way I have this thing laid out in my head and on paper is it's going to be a community, where people can come, homeless people can come to have a house of their own, a home of their own. And because maybe they're not employed right now, they could get reemployment training. If they have substance abuse problems, then we can have those types of facilities available for them. We could have places for children to play and go to school if they wish, and all kinds of. There's a whole bunch of menagerie of things that I have in my head and on my business plan to how this community is going to look. And I think that's why I was a little stifled, because I was trying to look at this huge picture instead of just looking at one step at a time. Find a location first, then get somebody to help me, because I have never done this before, and then find the fund. You can't find any funding if you don't have a plan, right? So everything boils down to a plan. My business plan that I wrote out doesn't really lay out how the structure is supposed to look, but I'm not an architect either. So I'd have to look into finding somebody that's an architect, or somebody that knows about renovating old buildings or whatever it is. But that's a step down the road. But I have taken steps now. This has been in my head for years and years and years again, but now I'm taking steps. So what are you doing to work towards your goal? What are your, even if you just have one, I mean, I have two, but what are you doing to work towards that goal? Because everybody has this big audacious dream, because dreaming about it, thinking about it, being positive about it, those are all great things. but they're not going to get you anywhere unless you take some action. There has to be an action step in there somewhere. And if you don't do it, then, you're not going to get anywhere. And one of the main things that I've done to get me to both of these goals, not just those other steps that I've taken, but also I started a business. I got into a business that I can work anywhere in the world. I don't need a license to work anywhere in the world. Because all you need is a laptop and a computer and a Wi-Fi connection and a phone, pretty much, and know how to talk to people, know how to meet people, which is what I'm working on as well. Because I think during COVID, I think I kind of got a little bit introverted, and I think it started before COVID, but as we get older, how our some people's personality changes. And I know I can say for myself, my personality has changed over the years, because when I was younger, I met no strangers. Everybody was my friend. My mom used to say I came home with a new friend every day. And so to mentally get back to that type of openness is one of the things that I'm stretching and trying to get back to. And I think what happened is during my lifetime, there's been a lot of stuff that has contributed to me just backing away from people. And so, which is a bad thing, because I like people. I like to be around people. And so I think also COVID has kind of made me like hermit like, where I go places, but I stay at home more often than not. So if that's you, not necessarily hermit like or whatever, but if your personality has changed to something that you don't recognize, analyze it and see why did it happen. And then maybe if you want to make a change in that, then do so. Do something to do so. If you need help doing it, then talk to somebody, because that's, for me, trying to work it out myself was not working. So I had to start talking to somebody else about it. Two somebody's actually for me, but it depends on what area of your life you're looking at, whether or not you're talking to the right person. So, look for that person, somebody that you can bounce ideas off of, or tell them how you're feeling, so that they have an unbiased opinion about what you're feeling. Now, have you taken any steps to make your goal happen? If you haven't, take one. Take one today, take one tomorrow. And then by the end of the year, you've taken 365 steps towards your goal. So just think about that. And some days you may take 2 or 3, but every day has to be planned so that at least one of those things that you're doing during that day is a positive step towards your goal. And so think about what you want to do. Don't think about how it's going to get done. The how really doesn't matter. And if you've talked to anybody, any personal development coach, any motivational, inspirational, whatever coach, all of these, every single last one of them will tell you, if you have a goal, a big goal, don't think about how, think about why you want to. And then you can start working towards that goal, because now you're not thinking about, like me, like I was doing this big, I was thinking about the huge end game instead of the steps that I needed to take to get there, and just start taking those steps. They're incremental, and who knows, it might take months, it might take years. It's already taken years. I've already wasted years. So don't waste any more years. Don't be like me and wait till you're 60 years old to really start actively doing those productive things that are going to get you to your goal. So do something now. Just little bitty steps. You know, I heard someone say before, just get 1% better every day, and then in 100 days, you'll be 100% better.
Hey,
Hold
Nancy,
on,
check this out, man.
my music going.
I know you got your bad
Hold
chick
on.
right there. You ain't even tripping off her.
That's my alarm to say it's noon. Okay, so I've talked long enough. This has been like 20 minutes, but guys, just make sure that you're working towards your goal, doing something. You know, and if you need help, reach out to someone, because I'm sure someone is out there that can help you. So anyway, I'm gonna go now, and I do want to offer you the opportunity. I don't want to leave here without doing that, because I think it's important. Our Elevate platform has launched as of this past weekend. And if you are into, want to get into the trading education, Forex trading education, then I would suggest you join, because this platform, they teach you from the incremental steps all the way up to the advanced, and you work at your own pace. You know, they have the classes, they're available to you, and you get to go to the classes, and there's recorded classes. There's so much that you can do to build your own legacy and make your own way in the world. And these guys can help you do it, because they are phenomenal educators. They are full-time traders. They are not network marketers. They are full-time traders. They just happen to use the network marketing platform to get the message out, and to market the product, so that people are able to get into this education and really know what they're doing when they're pushing those buttons, because I did that for years. So guys, I invite you, and just hit me up on messengers and let me know you want to know more about Elevate. And it's Elevate, ELLEV8. And tomorrow there's a product training call, actually a free preview. I think it's tomorrow. I believe this is also the flyer, and it's Wednesday at 2 p.m. There's a free class. Yeah, it's a free short class to give you kind of an idea of what you're going to be getting in these classes. And so it's a product, we call it a product training call, but if you want me to tag you into it, just send me a message and let me know you are interested in Elevate. Now I'll hook you up. Okay, guys. So anyway, I am going to go now, and I thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you later. But in the meantime, I wish you peace. I wish you love, and I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Bye.